Hi everyone, thank you for joining me. My name is Samuel Olukeshusi. This is the Spirit of Freedom Ministry. It is an online ministry. And thank you for watching. Thank you for the subscription. Thank you for liking. And thank you for watching. Learning one or two things. It's a journey. It's a journey. And thank you for your support. Today is my son's birthday. My beautiful, handsome boy is 12 today. And he's enjoying himself, having fun in America. I think he's probably 4 years in America now. He came 2021 in April. So it's 4 years and a few months. And I hope you're enjoying your week wherever you are. It's almost weekend now. Wow. Time flies. We just began June. So anyways, today we will be going into a teaching session, not prayer session. A teaching session. And of course, I've been teaching on this series on the tools or the skills you need to master or develop on the journey to freedom. This freedom we've been talking about, it is a destination in one area of your life or another. If it is in finance, if it is in emotionally, if it is in marital, if it is in career, you get to that freedom, you experience the freedom, especially mental freedom, or spiritual freedom. The call, our purpose in God is to freedom. He said we are called to freedom. And I've been talking about that. So the skill we will be talking about today is the skill of self-actualization or knowing yourself. The skill of knowing yourself. How is that important? Why do I need to know myself? What is so special about me that I need to know myself? You cannot actualize or fulfill your destiny without knowing yourself. And not just what you like eating or stuff like that, but the innate self. You, yourself. The innate self. Who you are inward. What makes you you? Why are you unique? What do you contain? What has God embedded in you for you to fulfill your destiny and your purpose? The path to freedom will require you to utilize some of the things that the Lord has deposited in you. It will require it will require a full understanding of who you are. You need to know who you are. You need to know why you were born. You need to know what gifts you have, and also you need to know where you are going. But to answer these questions, I just have a few little questions that can summarize and answer this main question of who am I? Why was I born? What are my gifts? I will give you a few questions, a set of questions like 5. If you can answer them, that will give you a pointer to who you are. That will give you, when I say who you are, it doesn't really has to do with all the positive things about you, even including the negative things. What you call weaknesses, what you are ashamed to demonstrate in public. It all contains who you are, the darkness in you. The darkness in you. You have to accept both the light in you and the darkness in you and work on the darkness and sharpen the light. You need to accept yourself for who you are. Do not be ashamed of who God has made you to. The real darkness that you call darkness in you, God is able to still use that darkness to bring the best out of you. The darkness might be anger. The darkness might be pride. The darkness might be lust. The darkness might be laziness, covetousness, being a glutton, loving food more than anything. God is still able to use some of those things to bring the best out of you and to make you fulfill your destiny and achieve your freedom. But you can't actualize your dreams without first knowing who you are. So the first step of knowing yourself, of course, is self-discovery. There is a self-discovery, there is a self-training, and there is a self-mastery. Do I understand? There is a self-discovery. You need to discover yourself first. Then you train yourself. Then you master yourself. So the first stage today is self-discovery. I can call it part one. Self-discovery. Then after that, we go to self-training. When you discover yourself, how do I train myself? How do I begin to train these skills? To train my weakness so that my weakness don't shortchange me and my weakness can even become my strength. Can you understand that? Then you master yourself. That means when you master yourself, you have become one to yourself. You have aligned to who God has called you to be. You are in tune with yourself. Then you become a spirit. Don't get scared. You understand that? So let's look at the book of Isaiah 45. Let's see what God talked about Cyrus here. Isaiah 45, if you look at the book of 4, verses 4 to 5. Isaiah 45, verses 4 to 5. It says, "And why have I called you for this work? Why did I call you by name when you did not know me? It is for the sake of Jacob, my servant, Israel, my chosen one. I am the Lord, there is no other God. I have equipped you for battle, though you don't even know me." Can you see that? God has equipped his people, his children, before they realize who God is. That means you are pre-prepared for destiny. You are pre-prepared for purpose. And your job is to discover it. Can you see that? And my assignment is to point you to the discovery. Is to walk with you along the path of self-discovery. So when you discover yourself, you can sense this is what God has called me to do, and this is why I am on earth. My job is to help you discover yourself and consequently, you discovering your purpose. So there are 5 questions I will want you to answer. What triggers you? What triggers you? What gets you angry? What gets you emotional? What I don't want to use this. What pisses you off? What triggers you? What is the button that someone can press that will cause you to flare up? That will cause you to run to your shell? That will cause you to fold? That will cause you to lose your guard? What triggers you? What triggers you? You don't need to tell me. It's a question that you need to answer. Take a note of it and don't be ashamed about it. The goal is not to shame anyone. We are all in the class of knowing ourselves. We probably will never graduate from it till we die. The knowing yourself is the beginning of wisdom. Let me say that again. Knowing yourself is the beginning of wisdom. So the first question, what triggers you? The second one is, what excites you? What excites you? What excites you? What is the thing that you do that just brings excitement and fun to you? You can't do enough of it. What excites you? Very important. The third one is, what makes you feel accomplished? You might be excited doing something. It's different from you feeling accomplished. When you feel accomplished, you feel like you have made an impact in people's life. So feeling accomplished is necessarily not about yourself. It is about you having a sense of importance in this world. It is a sense of having an importance of making a change or positive influence in your immediate environment that God has placed you in. God will use your current environment to develop you to who you are meant to be. So what is the thing that I do in this my environment that that makes me feel accomplished? In my current environment, when I do this video and I speak to you, when I'm done, even though I might feel tired, but I feel accomplished. I feel like I have made an impact in this world. I feel like I have given to the world. Not just take from the world. I feel like I have sown to the world. Can you see that? Even though I might get tired, it excites me, but at the same time, it also makes me feel accomplished. There are things that we do that excite us, like me now. If I like watching soccer. So if my team wins, I feel excited, but I don't feel accomplished. Can you see that? I feel excited for watching Chelsea and Chelsea winning, winning the Conference League and all of that, and not feel accomplished. I don't feel accomplished when I do that. In fact, sometimes I regret doing it because I probably should have used that time to do something else that I will feel more accomplished in. Do you get the point now? So it's good to think of the things you do that excites you. It's still part of you knowing yourself. Also, think of the things you do that makes you feel accomplished. Note, accomplishment is when you make a positive impact to your environment, in your immediate environment, to others. It comes in the form of service. Being a servant, serving others. That is the third question. The fourth one is, what drains your energy? What drains your energy? What drains your energy? It could be good, it could be bad. It's not for you to figure it out. Okay, this thing that drains my energy, do I feel accomplished after my energy is drained? Sometimes when I do this, I get tired. I feel exhausted, but I feel accomplished. So that accomplishment is a key part of what to note. What drains your energy? Sometimes if I'm among the crowd, among a lot of people, if I'm among a lot of people for a while, my energy feels quickly drained. It's something I've noticed over time. That is why I am mostly in isolation. I feel renewed. I feel at peace when I'm by myself. But when I'm in the party, I know a lot of people, I don't know what it is. Maybe they take from my energy, I don't know. I feel exhausted. Can you see that? I feel tired, I feel drained. But if I'm doing that, if I'm in the public, maybe in church, and I'm, preaching or teaching or doing whatever, I can still feel drained and exhausted. But then the accomplishment gives me comfort. You understand what I mean? So, what drains your energy? And the last one, what increases your energy? What increases your energy? So these are the 5 questions I would like you to answer. The first step of knowing ourselves or self-actualization is self-discovery. Self-discovery, then to self-training. Now, after training yourself, then you master yourself. You master yourself. So whatever the stage you are at, if you are in training right now, then keep training. Then you become mastery. Then if you have mastered yourself, then maintain the mastery. Or you can even learn more. God can give you more. Before we go, I would like you to look at the book of Daniel 1:17-19. Daniel 1:17-19. It says, God gave these 4 young men an unusual aptitude for understanding every aspect of literature and wisdom. Unusual. And God gave Daniel the special ability to interpret the meanings of visions and dreams. 18. When the training period ordered by the king was completed, the chief of staff brought all the young men to King Nebuchadnezzar. 19. The king talked with them, and no one impressed him as much as Daniel, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah. For they entered the royal service. So among all of the people that were trained, these 4 people excelled. Why? Because God gave them special ability. God has given you special ability in one area or another. It is your job to discover it. And the 5 questions I have here is to give you a little bit of pointer to what God has given you, or who God has made you, or how God has wired you. One first question: what triggers you? What triggers you? What makes you mad? What makes you angry? What button can people press that will cause you to flare up? Then you need to work on that. Accept it, don't defend it, then work on it. That's what's called healing. Heal. The second is what excites you. What brings excitement to you? That it excites you doesn't mean that it's good for you. But it becomes good when you feel accomplished. Do you get that? What makes you feel accomplished? Accomplishment has to do with a sense of service, a sense of purpose, a sense of fulfillment that you achieve, you experience when you serve, when you make a positive impact, not negative impact, positive impact to your immediate environment and to your surrounding. The fourth one is what drains your energy. Is you knowing yourself. I don't like being among crowd. So, okay, let me maintain my energy this way. You balance it out. Maybe while in isolation, maybe that's where God talks to you mostly. Maybe that is where your ideas comes mostly. Your ideas, your creative ideas come mostly when you are alone. Stuff like you need to figure yourself out. It is a journey, and I encourage you to do so. The last one is what increases your energy. The more energy you have, the more productive you are likely to be. You understand what I'm saying? Thank you for your time. I will continue on the next, I will say part 2. The next step or the next stage, this step is self-training. When I know all this information, how do I now train myself? Then after that, then we go to self-mastery. I hope you've enjoyed this teaching. May God be with you. May you enjoy your weekend. And I love you guys so much. Next time, we'll go into self-training. Thank you for your time. I love you for your support. Like, share, subscribe on YouTube, and give some comments. Make some comments, share your testimony. Let us know how God has blessed you through this online ministry. Thank you. Bye for now.